Instead, entangled in charming phrases and romantics, we begin to notice the subtle detail they react in times of stress, follow through on their commitments, and if genuinely present for us not just in tangible actions. And here lies the fascinating aspect of this process. When we emphasize actions, a standard and communicate a powerful message, merely listening to what you say and observing what you do, those around us begin to recognize that they cannot simply recite sweet nothings to earn a place in our lives. They must demonstrate their true intentions and worth through consistent, meaningful actions. This perspective empowers us to discern with greater clarity and wisdom in our relationships. It enables us to distinguish between words and actions, fostering authentic and meaningful connections based on mutual trust and genuine respect. Ultimately, it cultivates healthier and more fulfilling relationships where coherence between words and actions is of utmost importance. Adopting a Stoic attitude in love entails being rational, observant, and judicious in our interactions and personal relationships. It means acknowledging that, at the end of the day, it is concrete actions that reveal a person's true feelings and intentions far more than mere words. By embracing this philosophy of life, we empower ourselves to make informed and conscious choices in our relationships, grounded in a profound understanding of reality and an honest appreciation for ourselves and others. 5. Prepare to walk away. In Stoicism, there exists a beautiful concept of detachment, not in a cold or unfeeling manner, but in the understanding of what we can and cannot control. One of the most powerful elements we can govern is our decision to remain in or leave a situation that is not conducive to our well-being. This applies particularly to relationships. We've all found ourselves in scenarios where an internal voice tells us we do not deserve the treatment we are receiving, yet we persist in staying. Perhaps it is the fear of loneliness, the dread of change, or the simple hope that circumstances will improve that keeps us tethered to situations that do not serve us. Yet here lies the Stoic insight: the true power rests in recognizing that remaining in a situation that compromises our values is a choice, and we possess the ability to choose differently. This does not suggest that we should abandon everything at the first sign of trouble. Relationships demand effort and patience. It's more about knowing your intrinsic worth so profoundly that when something contradicts it, you are prepared to walk away. It is about cultivating that inner strength, that Stoic resilience, to declare, I value myself too much to settle for less than I deserve. Let's delve deeper into this concept. Being ready to walk away serves as an act of self-affirmation and self-compassion. It involves having the clarity and fortitude to recognize relation or relate fail with our values of dignity. Not need to be virtuous or process. It unfocalization or better. Face own can fear uncertainty daunting. It is challenging that we can refute teachings of who just to embrace it with courage the inevitability. Recognize we have the strength of what no serves a space for unities and is in our lives, clearing the path of growth, and it is vital Dan that you are into a situation of necessity. Rather, making a conscious to honor your well-being and by summoning the courage to leave behind what does not nourish you, you are taking a significant step toward a brighter, and more fulfilling future. You are affirming your commitment to yourself and the possibilities that lie beyond the familiar. As we reflect on the notion of being prepared to walk away, let us remember that this adds us up to new experiences and opportunities in life. It reinforces the belief that we deserve to live fully and us to create the life we desire. While we savor our coffee and reflections to settle within us, let us recognize that to walk away does not equate to adopting a cold or indifferent stance toward others. On the contrary, it signifies a manifestation of self-love and respect for ourselves. This empowerment us to recognize and uphold our boundaries and needs. By asserting, "I deserve better," not casting judgment on others, we are reaffirming our own worth. This awareness enables us to cultivate relationship and foster our personal and emotional growth. By having the courage to disengage from what no longer serves us, we honor our self-esteem and acknowledge our deepest need. This also in ability to truly value relationships, us to identify patterns and make that align with our well-being and happiness. Let us embrace the idea that being walk away is self-love and living a full life. It serves as a reminder that we respect and consider all our and we are willing to write with determined firmness. The power in Stoicism. In Stoicism, there is an emphasis on perseverance and the courage to hold one's principle is applicable to all to say no in relationships. It revolves stand for and bravery to up standards. Scenario a relationship and your partner says something that feels misaligned with your values. Perhaps they propose moving too quickly or compromising your principles. The path of least resistance may seem to be going along with it, but this is where your inner Stoic must intervene and assertively say no. This stance reflects a respect for yourself and your values. I acknowledge that this is not easy. On the contrary, it can be exceedingly challenging. When you care for the other person, a nagging voice may whisper, drives them away, yet it is precisely that we must courage. Stoicism teaches us about bravery in confronting external challenges but also in facing our internal struggles. Saying no is not just about self-respect, it is about affirming your intrinsic value and what you deserve. You risk losing, but race insight if you'll to compromise drive away, they were not fit for you. Perspective can transform the depth of a relationship. When someone realizes that you hate to say no or not isn't to please expense of your use their percepts. It can you are an in who respects yourself, with perspecting something and observing their actions. It's about dedicating time to genuinely get to know someone, ensuring they exhibit consistency and authenticity. The Stoics placed great value on logic and reason, eschewing the tendency to be swept away by emotions in relationships. This balance between emotions and logic can be challenging. However, cultivating a degree of skepticism allows us to engage our rationality, evaluating situations with greater objectivity. By maintaining a certain level of skepticism, we prevent ourselves from being carried away by the emotional tides of the moment, making decisions that are grounded in reality and aligned with our authentic needs. This mindset enables us to discern between what is beneficial for our well-being and what may present a threat or obstacle to it. Furthermore, skepticism provides an invaluable shield against potential disappointments or emotional harm by allowing us to thoroughly evaluate circumstances before rushing into situations. By giving ourselves the necessary space to understand another person's intentions and how they align with our own needs and values, we protect our hearts. It is not merely about erecting barriers around our emotions, rather, it is about cautiously opening doors with discernment. Embracing a degree of skepticism keeps us alert and aware of our feelings while permitting us to explore new connections with clarity and a guarded heart. Embracing imperfections is a vital aspect of Stoic philosophy, which urges us to attune ourselves to the essence of existence, flow with the natural rhythms of the universe, and accept reality with grace. In the context of love, these teachings carry profound and transformative significance. By adopting a Stoic perspective, we recognize that both we and our loved ones are imperfect beings, subject to the whims of life and the limitations of human nature. Rather than striving for perfection in ourselves or others, we learn to embrace imperfections as a fundamental component of the human experience. We value authenticity over superficiality and find beauty in vulnerability and sincerity. By accepting these flaws with compassion and understanding, we create an environment conducive to mutual growth and genuine connection. The practice of acceptance offers us the chance to cultivate solid and meaningful relationships built on genuine connection and mutual support. Instead of resisting reality or attempting to mold others to fit our desires, we learn to adapt and flow with the circumstances that arise, finding deep peace and contentment in the present moment. By practicing acceptance, we acknowledge and embrace both our imperfections and those of others, recognizing that we are all human beings with limitations, and that it is natural to make mistakes and encounter challenges in our relationships. Rather than judging ourselves or others, we allow for compassion and understanding, acknowledging that everyone is doing their best with the resources available to them at any given time. This understanding encourages us to empathize with others' experiences and struggles, appreciating that each individual carries their own story, wounds, and motivations. By striving to understand their perspectives with compassion, we strengthen the bonds of connection and trust within our relationships, fostering an environment of mutual support and unconditional understanding. The practice of acceptance enables us to cultivate more authentic and meaningful relationships, where love and connection naturally flourish in a space of mutual respect and acceptance. By learning to flow with circumstances and embracing reality as it is, we discover a profound sense of satisfaction and fulfillment in our relationships, allowing love to blossom in its full glory. In summary, Stoicism invites us to embrace reality as it stands, finding beauty and meaning in every experience, including those within loving relationships. Through the practice of acceptance, understanding, and compassion, we nurture authentic and deeply satisfying connections rooted in genuine respect and mutual support. 8. Don't chase. The principle of chasing is intricately connected to everything we have discussed, particularly through a Stoic lens. In Stoic, there is significant emphasis on focusing on what is within our control and relinquishing what lies beyond it. This philosophy proves especially powerful in the realm of relationships. Understanding that chasing after someone who is withdrawing is not only futile but also inconsistent with self-respect and our inherent value is crucial. Imagine this scenario: you are dating someone, and everything seems promising, but suddenly distance begins to emerge. We've all experienced this urge to pursue the other person, trying to bridge that gap. However, this is where the lessons of Stoicism become relevant. The Stoics would counsel us to pause and reflect. Why pursue something that is beyond our control? What about your dignity, self-respect, and peace of mind? Chasing after someone who is pulling away resembles trying to hold water in your hands. It is ineffective and ultimately leaves you feeling empty. The true key lies in having the courage to let go of what does not serve us, thereby creating space for something more fulfilling. It is akin to clearing clutter to make room for clarity and renewal. While it may be challenging to distance ourselves from what does not nourish us, it is, at its core, an act of self-love and authenticity. The Stoic focus is on standing firm in our own value. If someone is withdrawing, allow them to do so. This is not about adopting a cold or insensitive demeanor. It is about recognizing that we cannot control another's feelings or actions. What we can control is our response. Let us be candid: it is not easy. It requires considerable strength to resist the impulse to chase and to refrain from succumbing to that inner voice urging us to keep pursuing. Yet, it is about trusting that if someone genuinely wants to be with us, they will find their way back. When we cease to chase, we begin to focus on our own lives and well-being, and remarkable things unfold. We attract individuals who are drawn to our strength and confidence. It's as if we are sending out a signal that proclaims, "I value myself." Let us adopt a Stoic approach to our relationships, honoring ourselves and concentrating on what lies within our control. This pursuit is about cultivating inner peace rather than seeking external validation. We possess the power to choose our reactions to the world around us. Remember, we are the architects of our own dignity and the guardians of our self-esteem. Embrace this power, allowing our actions, choices, and boundaries to reflect the remarkable individuals we are. These principles illustrate how we can affirm our worth and acknowledge that of others, adhering to Stoic teachings through our deeds rather than mere words. Courage, in this context, is not something to be merely spoken. It is demonstrated through our actions. By choosing not to chase after those who withdraw, we liberate ourselves from the emotional trap of seeking validation from outside sources, affirming that our self-worth is intrinsic and unshakable. This commitment requires both courage and self-awareness, demanding that we trust in our own value, regardless of how others respond or behave toward us. It is an empowering act, one that reaffirms our dignity and allows us to step away from relationships that fail to recognize our worth. By adopting a non-chasing stance, we are exercising the Stoic principle of detachment. This detachment is not about emotional coldness, rather, it enables us to relinquish unrealistic expectations and accept reality as it is. Such acceptance facilitates a smoother navigation through life's inevitable changes and challenges. When we let go of the need to control the outcomes of our relationships, we create space for greater freedom and inner tranquility, aligning ourselves with Stoic ideals of acceptance and equanimity. Furthermore, choosing not to chase cultivates an attitude of self-respect and self-love. Rather than subjecting ourselves to the distress of pursuing someone who is pulling away, we honor our boundaries and emotional needs. We recognize that we deserve to be treated with respect and consideration, and this acknowledgement begins with distancing ourselves from situations that fail to provide emotional nourishment. On the flip side, we foster healthier dynamics in our relationships. By allowing the other person the freedom to be themselves, we lay a solid foundation for genuine, meaningful connections. Rather than stifling our partner with our expectations, we enable them to express their authenticity freely, which strengthens our emotional bonds and contributes to a more balanced and harmonious relationship. Ultimately, practicing non-chasing honors each individual's unique journey. We acknowledge that everyone progresses at their own pace and respect their right to follow their path. This understanding fosters greater compassion and empathy, liberating us from the pressure to control the direction of our relationships. Instead, we learn to trust in the natural flow of life, opening ourselves to opportunities for growth and learning that arise along the way. 9. Unconditional love. Unconditional love is a core tenet of Stoic philosophy that extends beyond simply loving others without expecting anything in return. It involves recognizing and valuing the intrinsic worth of every human being, independent of their actions, achievements, or circumstances. By practicing unconditional love for ourselves, we commit to accepting and valuing who we are, including all our virtues and flaws. This practice involves nurturing a compassionate and accepting relationship with ourselves, liberating us from excessive self-criticism and negative judgments. Furthermore, unconditional love for others transcends empathy and compassion for their struggles. It also encompasses accepting individuals as they are, without attempting to change them or judge their decisions. Being present for others during their moments of need requires much more than offering a sympathetic shoulder. It necessitates fostering a genuine, deep connection. This means actively listening, understanding their fears and concerns, and providing necessary support, even if it requires stepping beyond our comfort zones. By embodying this form of unconditional support, we not only demonstrate empathy and compassion, but we also fortify our relationships. Committing to be there for one another in times of need builds lasting bonds founded on mutual respect and trust. It is essential to remember that unconditional support is not restricted to crises. It also encompasses celebrating the successes and achievements of others, sharing in their joy and acknowledging their triumphs. This solidarity and camaraderie further strengthen our connections. A fundamental aspect of unconditional love involves learning to forgive and release resentment or bitterness toward those who have caused us pain. This practice entails recognizing our humanity and that of others, understanding that we all stumble and face challenges. Forgiveness does not equate to justifying others' actions or disregarding the harm they may have caused. Rather, it means liberating ourselves from the emotional burdens that accompany resentment, allowing us to move forward with compassion and inner peace. By practicing unconditional love and forgiveness, we not only fortify our relationships with others but also engage in personal growth and evolution. When we choose to forgive and embrace unconditional love, we liberate ourselves from the burdens of resentment and bitterness, creating space for profound personal development. This kind of love invites us to accept others as they are, complete with their imperfections and flaws, acknowledging their intrinsic value as human beings. Such acceptance challenges us to demonstrate compassion and empathy toward others, even in moments when they have hurt or disappointed us, while remaining open to deeper reconciliation and understanding. Moreover, forgiveness enables us to release the past, allowing us to move forward with clarity and inner peace. By letting go of resentment and grudges, we can close painful chapters of our lives and open ourselves to new experiences, enriching opportunities for love and genuine connection. In essence, practicing unconditional love and forgiveness fosters healthier, more meaningful relationships founded on mutual acceptance, respect, and personal growth. This gives us the chance to experience deeper, more enriching connections with ourselves and others, ultimately leading to a fuller, more satisfying life. 10. Don't completely center your life around another person. In contemporary society, it is all too easy to fall into the trap of placing others on pedestals, which can cause us to lose our own direction in love and life. By forging your own path, you will discover your own value more clearly. Remember, no one can harm you without your consent. This powerful truth reminds us that we are the guardians of our inner peace and emotional well-being. In a world saturated with critical opinions and external judgments, it is vital to recognize our power to determine how these external forces impact us. Owning our minds and emotions calls for self-reflection and authenticity, embracing who we are without fear of judgment from others. When we internalize this Stoic principle, we become the masters of our own destinies, allowing our self-esteem and self-respect to flourish, thereby making us more valuable to others. When facing challenges and criticism in our lives, let us recall the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius: no one can harm you without your consent. This philosophy emphasizes the importance of remaining true to our values and principles, even within intimate relationships. Applying this concept to our romantic partnerships means ensuring that our relationships align with our deepest values. It involves introspection about what those values are and how they manifest in our daily lives and interactions. For instance, if we hold honesty and trust in high regard, it becomes essential that our relationships are grounded in transparency and open communication. Similarly, if we cherish mutual respect and equality, our interactions with our partner must reflect these principles. Making decisions based on our values also means being faithful to ourselves, even when confronted with challenges or external pressures in the relationship. This may involve making difficult choices, such as establishing healthy boundaries or, when necessary, ending a relationship that fails to meet our ethical standards. By committing to live according to our values within our romantic relationships, we lay the groundwork for meaningful and enduring connections. This commitment not only strengthens our personal integrity but also fosters an environment of trust, respect, and mutual growth in our relationships. Aligning our actions with our values enables us to act in harmony with what we deem important in life and in our interactions with our partners. For example, if we value loyalty, we strive to remain faithful and trustworthy. If we value generosity, we seek opportunities to support and care for our partners selflessly. This congruence between our values and our actions nurtures a sense of authenticity and sincerity in the relationship, allowing our partners to perceive us as individuals of integrity and trustworthiness, thereby strengthening the bond of trust between us. Furthermore, acting in accordance with our values inspires our partners to do the same, promoting mutual growth and deeper understanding between both parties. Living in alignment with our values also equips us to navigate the challenges and conflicts that may arise in our relationships. When confronted with difficult situations, we can reference our values as a compass to make ethical and constructive decisions, enabling us to address issues respectfully and productively rather than compromising our principles or acting impulsively. Ultimately, adhering to our values within romantic relationships not only enhances our own happiness and well-being but also enriches the connection we share with our partners. By building on a foundation of integrity and mutual respect, we can establish a solid and enduring relationship that stands the test of time. 11. Virtue. Practicing virtue in a romantic relationship entails much more than simply acting with honesty, loyalty, compassion, and respect toward our partner. It involves a commitment to becoming the best versions of ourselves in every facet of our shared lives. Virtue encourages us to deepen our honesty, extending beyond mere transparency and communication. It means being authentic in our interactions, presenting ourselves genuinely, with both our strengths and areas for improvement. By embracing this authenticity, we foster an environment of mutual trust, allowing both partners to grow and develop freely. Loyalty, within the context of a virtuous relationship, encompasses not only emotional and physical fidelity but also a steadfast commitment to supporting and being present for one another through life's challenges. This means being there in difficult times, offering a shoulder to lean on and working together to overcome obstacles. Compassion, as a core element of virtue, urges us to empathize with our partner's experiences and emotions. In a relationship built on mutual respect and virtue, a climate of trust and support flourishes. This involves recognizing our partner's value as an individual and promoting their personal and professional growth. It requires us to actively listen to their thoughts and concerns, seeking to understand their perspectives, and collaborating on decisions that benefit both partners. Furthermore, expressing gratitude and appreciation for our partner's contribution strengthens the emotional bond and connection between both individuals. Ultimately, respect serves as the bedrock upon which a solid and satisfying partnership is established, where love and understanding can thrive. In summary, practicing virtue in a romantic relationship means committing to the highest moral and ethical principles. By cultivating an atmosphere of honesty, loyalty, compassion, and mutual respect, we lay the groundwork for authentic and lasting connection. Allowing others to invest in you, recognizing your uniqueness and worth, is essential. It is not solely about your presence in someone else's life, it is about becoming a significant and indispensable part of their world. This acknowledgement involves understanding that what is easily obtained is often undervalued or taken for granted. True appreciation stems from effort and dedication. When someone invests their time, emotions, and energy into your life, a stronger and longer-lasting bond is forged. This transformation shifts your role from being a transient curiosity to becoming a genuinely presence. It is not about desperately seeking or love, but about demonstrating that you are a valuable, enriching addition to their life, worthy of genuine and authenticity. Allowing others to invest, giving them the opportunity to see your presence as an invaluable aspect of their lives, something they would not want to lose. The words of the Stoic philosopher Seneca resonate with this sentiment. A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials. The essence of your value lies not just in being, but in being sought after and earned. Reflecting on the relationship between Alexander the Great and his teacher, Aristotle, illustrates how the value of meaningful teaching and the bond between mentor and student transcend conventional norms. Aristotle was not merely a tutor in Alexander's life, he was a beacon of knowledge and strategic insight for governing an empire. Alexander, renowned for his ambition and intellect, recognized the worth of Aristotle's teachings and dedicated considerable time and effort to learning from him. As we conclude this journey, I want to express my heartfelt gratitude for your engagement and presence throughout this video. I hope the insights shared here have inspired you and offered opportunities for genuine personal growth. Remember, relationships are a continuous path of learning and evolution, where every experience enriches our development. If you've resonated with these principles, I invite you to share in the comments. I am ready to apply these principles in my life. Let's strengthen our connection and commit to mutual growth together. May you integrate these valuable lessons into your daily life, nurturing authentic relationships while living with. Thank you for joining me on Beacon of Ancient Insights, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Have you ever wondered how to convey your worth without uttering a single word in a world where actions often speak words? This question takes on a profound significance. Just as the company we keep can influence our mental and physical health, it is crucial to recognize the types of individuals we surround ourselves with, especially in our later years. In this video, we will explore the 7 types of people to avoid in order to safeguard your well-being, a fundament that everyone deserves. By understanding the impact of these relationships, you can take essential steps toward protecting your peace of mind. We will not only identify these individuals but also offer practical strategies for effectively managing these connections. And trust me, the last type may surprise you. Before we delve into the first person to avoid, if you find value discussions, please subscribe and activate the notification bell to stay informed. Let's begin. And trust me, the last type may surprise you. Before we delve into the first type of person to avoid, if you find value in our discussions, please subscribe and activate the notification bell to stay informed. Let's begin. 1. Present yourself with dignity. Before you envision a Stoic as a somber figure from antiquity, allow me to clarify: Stoicism is not about suppressing emotions or adopting indifference. It is about discerning where your energy is best invested. Let's explore what it means to present yourself with dignity in your relationships. Oftentimes, in our quest to impress others, we may lose sight of our true selves, changing how we dress, how we speak, all in pursuit of approval. Here is where our Stoic wisdom comes into play. Your is not found in you wear or the frequent, but in your actions and choices. Picture this scenario: you're in a CAF observing two individuals on a date. One person is overly flashy, striving to impress, while the other radiates comfort in their authenticity. Which one do you believe will leave a lasting impression? The genuine one. This is the power of presenting yourself with dignity. Stoics aspire to live with integrity and self-respect. How does this apply to our modern context? It is straightforward. If you are passionate about something, own it. Let it shine. Authenticity is not about pretending to be someone else. It is about feeling secure in your own skin, recognizing your inherent worth. Additionally, it's crucial to treat yourself with respect. The manner in which you treat yourself sets the standard for how others will engage with you. By valuing your time, energy, and emotions, you send a powerful message: I am worthy of respect, and I expect to be treated accordingly. In the context of relationships, it is not solely about how you perceive yourself or what you articulate, but rather respond and act in various situations. Are you reacting with desperation or dignity? Are you compromising your values to fit in, or standing firm, even if it means being alone? Perfection is not the goal. We are all human, prone to mistakes and moments of embarrassment. What matters is how you navigate those challenges. Do you crumble under pressure, or do you stand tall and learn from your experiences? Let's contemplate how we can begin to present ourselves with greater dignity in our daily interactions. One approach is to establish clear and healthy boundaries within our relationships, communicating firmly yet respectfully what we are willing to accept and what we are not. This practice enables us to protect our emotional integrity and fosters mutual respect. Another means of presenting yourself with dignity is by saying no to commit situations align with your priorities. This act will reaffirm to live according to principles and demonstrate loyalty to yourself. Moreover, consider others